Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Wednesday, December 18th, 2019, and we again find ourselves in the final hour of the trading day. I mention this each day, but I believe the prices, as close as you can get them to the close of the market, are the most valid prices of the day. And I say that because during the regular part of the trading day, you have the algorithms, you have a lot of day traders, they're fighting it out. I consider it a lot of noise. At the end of the day, you have the large financial institutions, you have the market makers coming in, making large position bets at the end of the day, and in my opinion, moving the prices to what the most valid price is, and therefore that is why I like to make my buying and selling decisions right there at the end of the day, last few minutes. So excuse me, have a frog in my throat. So anyway, thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate it. We're having a good day today. The Dow is up 27 points, not much. NASDAQ's up 23 points, up 0.26% on the day, and the S&P is up 3.28. So not a big mover day today, but green and green is good, right? So anyway, thank you so much for coming by today. I appreciate it. It's always nice to have everyone here. Appreciate you coming and spending your time. Hope what I teach is helping you with your trading and your investing. So it's always great to see you here. So, hey, John says, how you doing, bud? Nice to have you here, John. Thank you. John says, looking at play if close over 39. Well, let's take a look-see. That sounds like a good symbol. Dave M. Busters. Yeah, we were above the 1 ATR channel. We've come back down in. We've held steady for a couple days. Today did wash out previous day's low. Looks like we are going to close above the previous day's close, giving us a V1, a higher low V1 rejection of the negative 1 ATR channel, which is also good. Only thing to consider here is, you have the 50 RSI up here. You have a lot of these moving averages above, which could act as resistance. We don't know that for sure. But if I took this trade today, if it closed above previous day's close, I'd use this halfway point, close below that as my exit, giving me a decent risk to reward. And if it moved on up and it closed above the 50 RSI, that's great. If it moved up the next day, got rejected by the 50, I'd probably make it a one-day trade. So hope that helps, John. Evan, what's going on, my friend? Hope everything is well in Los Angeles. So good to see you. Hope you're doing well, and thank you so much for coming. All right, well, plan for today, everybody. First of all, we're going to go ahead and run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Second, we're going to come back. We're going to take a look at my current positions. We're going to talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, more importantly, how I'm going to manage them going forward. After that, we're going to do a few minutes on trader psychology. I like to talk about trader psychology every day. It's the most important skill that you can learn as a trader. It's important to learn the support, resistance levels, exits, entries. All this, of course, is important. But once you learn all that, you make a plan. If you cannot follow the plan that you designed, then you have some issues with discipline. You have some issues with sticking with your plan. So, that comes back to trading psychology. So you have to work on that. If you find yourself not being able to follow your plan, just remember you're shooting yourself in the foot, and you have to do something to stick to that plan, whether that's having a husband or a wife or a brother or a sister, boyfriend, girlfriend, telling them about your trades, having them watch over your shoulder to make sure you follow. I know people that have done that. But if you don't want to do that, reducing your position size is a good way to do it. So we are going to talk about trader psychology. I like to touch on this every day, and hopefully, if you hear it enough, you'll start to internalize it. But it is a skill, guys. Managing your emotions is a skill. So think of it that way. Think of it's a skill that I have to work on. All right. Then after that, we're going to go through my watch list. We're going to go down through each stock one by one. We're going to take a look at all the support, resistance levels, indicators. The way that I look at trading, I look at different indicators as different possible groups of buyers. And if you want a stock to go up, You have to be in the company of other buyers, and the more buyers, the better. The more buyers you have, the more likely you're going to have a profitable trade. So what I like to do is look for a confluence or combination of indicators and or groups of buyers coming in, lining up at the same time. So if you want as many groups of you want as many buyers as possible. If one indicator equals one group, two indicators equals possibly two groups. If you have three indicators, possibly three groups, right? So again, more buyers the better. I like to look for a combination or a confluence of signals lining up. That's requirement one that I'll be looking for. Requirement two has to have a good risk to reward ratio. Sometimes you can have really good signals. However, based upon the RSI or where you're at in the channel, it may not offer you a good risk to reward. So number two, you have to have a good risk to reward. You have to have at least 2 times the reward to the upside compared to your downside. Then step three, have to make sure that even if you have a confluence of indicators, even if you have a good risk to reward ratio, if you've already got 3 tech stocks and this new stock you're looking at with the signal is tech, well, you don't want to have too many correlated positions. So I like to have a variety, diversity in the positions that I have. I don't want all tech. I don't want all healthcare. I want some tech and healthcare, maybe some tobacco, maybe some oil, maybe some gold. So those are the 3 requirements. Look for a combination or a confluence of signals or indicators. Step 2, make sure you have a good risk to reward ratio. And step 3, be aware of the correlation of what kind of position you're going to add. Do you already have 2 or 3 that are in that same industry? You may want to let that pass, or you may want to get rid of one that you already have to add that one. But you need to be diversified in your portfolio. You can't be too heavy into just one particular industry. So I'll go down through the watch list. If one of those stocks meets those criteria, all 3 of those criteria, I will go ahead and buy it at the end of the day. Then after the market closes, if anybody has any questions whatsoever, please let me know. I'm happy to clarify anything I discussed today. If you have any other questions about trading even if we didn't talk about it, feel free. Don't be shy. Go ahead and put it in the chat. I'm happy to address that. If you'd like me to look at any particular stock symbols, I'm happy to do that, give you my humble opinion. And if you see a stock symbol today that you would like me to comment on or break down the chart before the market closes, if you think it would be helpful for the rest of the group to see, please let me know and put a star by it. That way I'll know it's time sensitive. So, all right, that is the plan. Sound good? So, all right, I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer, and I'll be back in about 40 seconds. So hang tight, please. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right. Gamer Squad, how you doing today? Good to see you, David. Hope you're having a good day in Denver, and thank you for coming by today. It's nice to see you as always. Natum, how you doing, Natum? Thank you for coming back. I appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. If there's anything I can help you with today, you just please let me know. Okay? All right. Well, should we get to it? Let's get to it. All right. Amazon. Well, I did buy Amazon yesterday on the 17th of December. I bought it because we closed back over the 250-day moving average. This is a good back-tested approach. Does not work every single trade, obviously, but it does offer you a good risk to reward ratio. I entered this trade again because we closed above the 250. I will get out immediately if we close underneath the 250 for a small loss. If it starts to move up, at a certain point, I will start trailing this. When it gets at least a minimum of 1 ATR away from my entry, I will start putting in some kind of trailing stop. I'll also see how it reacts around the 200. If it goes up, rejects the 200, closes back under, that would be my signal to lock in profits. If it closes above the 200, then I would keep it, and then I would continue to scale out to the upside if it continues to move up, or if it closes back below the 200, that's when I would lock in profits. So, the way that I approach this, I'll pick a level, enter the trade. When it gets to a certain point, I will start trailing. But then if it challenges another level above, an important level above, like the 200-day moving average, then that will become my new trailing stop. So anyway, it's down 7 cents today. So basically break even on the day here. Was up higher earlier, didn't quite get a profit target. But basically it's pretty much flat here, especially for a $1,790 stock. It's down. Oh, it's up 2 cents now. Hooray! All right, so we're up on the trade. Barely. No, we're not, because I bought it at $17.90, So anyway, and I did take a half position here because it's under the 200-day. So, all right, that's Amazon. Beyond Meat. Okay, nice day on Beyond Meat. I did buy this yesterday here on the 17th of December. I bought it because of this V2 entry. Here's day 1. Here is day 2. Day 2 washes out day 1. Day 3 closes above day 1's close, giving us a nice V2. The other reason I like this is because we came down, got into the range of this previous low where we had support, and it bounced right back up. We actually bought it here last time. We scaled out here, then I got out here because it wasn't doing anything. It was a profitable trade, but a couple days ago when it came back down and tested this level, didn't like it, closed back above. So basically a double bottom here with a V2 entry. MACD is positive, which is always good. If I had this exact setup for two different stocks, exactly the same, one had a positive MACD crossover, the other one did not, I would always pick the one that had the positive MACD. It's showing that it has some upward momentum. So we did hit one profit target today right at the top. It has rejected the 20-day EMA. I think Bing-He and I were talking about this yesterday. But one profit target so far. Once it gets up here to the orange line, more than 1 ATR, I will start to trail implement a trailing stop here. My stop will be a close below halfway of this washout bar. 50% of the washout bar is the Fibonacci point, which should hold some support. So the blue line up here is the 50 RSI. If we move up, I'll continue to phase up. If we reject the 50 RSI, I'll go ahead and just take profits. If we go up close above the 50 RSI, then that will be my new support underneath me. And then if I had to close back below, that's where I would get out. So anyway, up a little over 1% today and one profit target. So I'm definitely happy with that. All right, so gold. So I did take gold, been in this for about 3 days. I did take it back here on the 13th of December when we had the 5 EMA cross over the 20 EMA. This is a good back-tested approach to trading gold. Doesn't win every trade, but the great thing about these crossover signals is that if you're wrong, it gets you out fairly quickly. If you're right, you can really have a huge win, and that's what we need in trading. Big wins, small wins, break-even trades, and small losses. Any of those, that combination of those is fine, and that's the formula for trading success. So if it was up earlier, didn't hit a profit target, but was up earlier, the last few trades I've had here when I've taken the 520 cross, they've immediately gone right against me. So this is hanging in there, which is promising. But my stop on this would be a close below. If we have a big bar down here, close below both the 5 and the 20 in the same day. That would be my stop. As we continue to move up, if we continue to move up, I will continue to phase out, and my profit target is up here at the 6th ATR channel. So it gives me a good risk. The downside gives me a small risk. Upside gives me a nice outsized gain to the outside, probably like 3 or 4 to 1. So it's a good risk to reward ratio. So anyway, it's hanging in there, down 6 cents, not too bad. All right. Well, Philip Morris is the champion of champions today. Look at this gap down. Well, I guess I should say why I bought it. This was a really nice setup, guys. As a matter of fact, you should emblazon this into your brain. Step 1, we need to be above the 1 ATR channel. Step 2, we need to come into the ATR channel. The ATR channel, or the value zone, is between this green line and this green line. So we're above the 1 ATR channel. We come back down into value. We move sideways. It's important to get that sideways movement. That's price discovery. It's showing that it's consolidating. It's showing that it's running out of selling pressure. And remember, if you're building a building, you need a strong foundation to go up high, right? To build high. And this is what we have. So number 1, above the 1 ATR channel. Number 2, back into the value zone. Number 3, sideways movement. When we have all that, does it mean we can buy? No, then we need a trigger. The trigger was back here on the 5th with the V1, basically a false breakout to the downside. It tried to break down, reversed back up, closed above the previous day's close. That was our entry. Nice, beautiful trade. Up, been scaling out. Did get a dividend today for $1.17. Pretty sweet, huh? So we gap down lower, reverse back up higher. My stop on this would have been today a close below yesterday's low. Now that we've made this low down here, my stop will be a close below the 5-day moving average because it's such a great trade. It's so far extended. I don't want to give this all back. But anyway, this has been a fantastic trade. All right, Christopher Hitchin is here. Good to see you, Chris. Hope you're having a good evening in Leeds in the UK. Thank you for coming as always. I appreciate it. Dirk, good to see you, my friend. Appreciate you coming by. Let me know if there's anything I can help you with. It's nice to see you. Man Solo, what is up, my friend? Good to see you. Man Solo has had some really great trades lately. I've been really impressed. Nice to have you here. Mount Doji, what's going on, buddy? And we will talk about HPE a little bit later. Is that okay, Mount Doji? Lolly Peterson, good to see you, Lolly. Lolly is my friend. I was telling you guys last night, she came over last night and I was teaching her a little bit about some approaches to investing, and she picked it up very, very quickly. So it was nice spending time with you, Lolly. I appreciate it and hope that helped. And thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it in the chat today. Nice to have you here. Stephen Burns, what is up, my friend? Good to see you, sir. Always an honor, always a privilege to have you here. If you guys don't know, this is Steve Burns. Has written such great books on trading, has a great trading website, great articles, courses, so forth. He's been a mentor and teacher of mine for the last couple years. I owe a lot to Steve. And so thanks, Steve. Appreciate it. Steve says Beyond Meat has a lot of future potential for trend, and Spice, SPCE, could be a speculative bubble at some point. Yes, I agree. Watched your newsletter last night, Steve. Oh, great, as always. That's at newtraderu.com, by the way, if you guys like to go check that out. Yeah, I like Beyond Meat. I mean, what I like about Beyond Meat is I just like this sidewards movement. I like the sidewards movement. It stopped going down. Like, we tested the 30 RSI. It's moved up nicely, and we did hit one profit target today. And then Spice, SPCE, of course, that's Virgin Galactic. I like the idea of this company, Steve. I really did. And I like the price down here when we stopped going down and we started going sideways, but I didn't have a signal. But to tell you, I have to be honest, I was tempted to buy some down here. Obviously, I wish I would have. But at this point, we've moved up nicely. We're above the 1 ATR channel. I need a pullback into value. Remember, I consider anything above this top green line here overvalued. Inside the green lines at value, anything under the green lines undervalued. And Dr. Alexander Elder told me that stocks are the only thing that people do not like to buy on sale. For some reason, they like to pay full retail for them, right? I don't want to pay full retail. I want to buy in the value zone at value, minimum or below. So, all right. Toby, what is going on, my friend? Good to see you, sir. Thank you for coming by. Nice to have you here as always. Joshua says, hey, buddy, what's going on? Good to see you. Joshua says, hi, Greg and all. Good call on Netflix yesterday. Congrats to those who took it. Oh, I remember Netflix. I didn't take it because I thought it was too high. Well, what do I know, right? Big day up. But for me, again, I just talked about it, right? It was above the 1 ATR channel. So in this case, it worked out. But, you take that trade 10 times. I think, maybe two times at max, it might do that. But who knows? But yes, congratulations to anybody that's at Netflix. Definitely want to be careful here of the 200-day moving average and the third ATR channel. This definitely is a confluence of resistance above. All right, where were we? Aha, the all-time favorite SPY trade. As a matter of fact, I was teaching Lolly about this last night. So, all right, I know you guys get tired of seeing this. I get tired of talking about it. Trust me, but in case we have some new viewers today, I do want to go over this quickly so that people will understand why I make this trade every day. But I do buy the SPY every day. At the end of the day, I sell it the first thing the next morning. This is from Liz Ann Saunders at Bespoke Invest, Chief Investment Strategist over at Charles Schwab. This back test has two approaches. Approach number one, buy the SPY, SPY, at the open each day, sell it first thing, or I'm sorry, buy it at the open each day, sell it at the close on the same day. Buy the open, sell the close, buy the open, sell the close. If you would have used this approach every day, that's a lot of button pushing since 1993, you'd have been rewarded with a negative 13.9% return. However, if you did the opposite, which is what I do each day at the close, I buy the SPY at the close, sell the next morning, buy the close, sell the next morning. I do this every day. If you would have used this approach instead of this approach from 1993, you'd actually return a positive 634.2%. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. Of course, we understand that. That goes for any trading method, but I would rather allocate capital to an approach that I know has a good record compared to something that does not have a good record. It's like hiring somebody that has a great resume, great references compared to someone that has no resume and bad references. Well, you never know. The person with the bad reference might be the best employee ever, but you're probably going to hire the guy that has the references and the good job history and the work and so forth, right? It's just how it is. So I like this chart. It shows you what a good long-term approach with an edge looks like over time. Doesn't mean it goes straight up. There's ups and downs, but that's normal. That's just normal random distribution of prices and profit and losses. The orange line here is the buy in the afternoon, the buy in the morning, sell in the afternoon. There's just no movement. The real movement, the real edge comes from holding over time. I use a 10% position size when I buy this. So if I had $100,000 in my account, I would buy $10,000 at the close, sell that $10,000 at the open the next day. All right, so that is why I do buy the SPY every day. And it's very profitable. I've been using it since February 26th. I should say it's been very profitable for me since February 26th. We don't know what's going to happen. But in the month of May, I think I lost 80% of all my trades using that approach. But that was one bad month. The other month have been great. It's been profitable. It's accounted for about 22% of my profits this entire year. Just that one approach. All right, so with that said, I did buy the SPY yesterday at the close at 319.57 and sold it this morning 320 even. So another nice overnight trade. And you can see we've had some really great ones here. I think we're basically break even here. We had a little loss here. We bought the close, sold the open, huge up day. Then we bought the close yesterday at the open, nice profitable again today, nice profitable again. But I did hit an all-time high using this approach today because this is another profitable trade. So I will be buying this again today as usual, and I will sell it first thing tomorrow morning. All right, next trade, AT&T. All right, so a lot of times I talk about the price being above the 1 ATR channel, coming back into the value zone, moving sideways. This is the opposite. This is called a higher low V1. Here we are below the 1 ATR channel. We rally back into the value zone. We have a couple days down. Then on the trigger day, the V1 day, it has a false break to the downside, reverses back up, closes above the previous day's low, closes above the 50 RSI, closes above the 10, 5, 50, and 20 EMA. If we can close back above those do give us some theoretical support underneath this. But again, it's a higher low V1 in the value zone. Put a cherry on top because we also had a MACD crossover. And I appreciate Evan pointing this out to me. I don't usually follow AT&T, so I would not have taken this trade unless Evan was so nice to have pointed it out. But I mean, look, if you guys point out a trade, doesn't mean I'm going to take it. But if you point it out and I like the technicals, I'll take it, as you can see, right? And as I've done with some other trades that I appreciate everyone giving me. So did buy this here at 38.06. It's moved up very, very nicely. Hit one profit target today. It has moved more than one average true range above my entry, so I am going to implement a trailing stop. I don't want to give all that profit back. So we'll close below the previous day's low will be my trailing stop. Blue line up here is the 70 RSI. If we get up to the 70 RSI, reject it, that I will lock in profits there as well. So at this point, if it keeps moving up, I will continue to phase, see how it tests the 70 RSI to the downside. If we close below today's low now, that will be my stop so I can lock in profit. But all in all, we did have one stinker today, Walmart. So last trade here, again, this is I bought this back here on the 12th of December, a higher low V2. Do want to point out here with Walmart that we were above the 1 ATR channel. We come back into the value zone. We need some sideways movement. Did we get it? Oh yeah, we got a ton, right? We got a ton. The day that I bought it, we had this nice higher low V2. Again, crossed over all the moving averages, crossed over the 50 RSI. It's moved up nicely since we've bought it, up, 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 up. Today though, and it did move above more than one ATR from my entry, so I'm implementing a trailing stop. You see how today most likely we're going to close below yesterday's low. That means I have to go ahead and lock in profits. And you might say, well, you bought it right here. Now it's almost right there. Are there any profits? There are profits because, as you guys know, and girls know, that I do phase out. I always give the market something at higher levels if it wants it. So even though I will be getting out today close to my entry, I did lock in some profits as it moved up. So I'm very happy with this trade. Obviously, I wish it would have continued to go up, but you know, profitable trade is a profitable trade. All right, let's look quickly. Alan. This is Alan's trade. I don't know if Alan's right here right now, but Alan did take this higher low V1, and this has been a great trade for him. Up, 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 up. I don't know if he's been scaling. If I had this trade, if I were Alan, I would definitely be looking to see how it reacts around the 200-day moving average or close below. So congratulations on that. Let's see. A man solo took this trade here on MPC. Nice V2 here, under 30, over 30, all sorts of great stuff. It's moved up nicely, nicely, nicely. Starting to peter out a little bit here, but Man Solo, I'm sure, has a plan for this trade, right? Whether it's closed below the previous day's low or it closed below the 50 RSI. But just make sure when you start having, you know, nice trades to the upside, don't give it all back. You have to have a plan, but make sure to follow that plan. All right, AAP Evan bought this yesterday with this close over the 200-day moving average. The 200-day moving average should act as some kind of support. You can see intraday we did go below, but now we're back over. So I imagine Evan probably is going to keep this as long as it closes above the 200. If it closes under the 200, I imagine he will get out for a very small loss, which is fine to have small losses, right? That is the goal. We're going to have a lot of losses. But we have to keep them small. That's the key. And let's take a look real quick for Mount Doji. So Mount Doji, you know, you sent this to me. You know, earlier today we did have a higher low V2, but now you see the close is not above day one's close here. And I think I told you in the email that I sent you, I was a little concerned about this 50 RSI level, a little concerned about the 20-day EMA. And so, you know, me personally, I would not take this trade unless at least it confirms the V1, or even better, if it closed above the 50-day. So I hope that helps, but it's sold off here a bit since we talked about it. All right. Okay, so listen, this is the time of the day where I do like to talk a little bit about trading psychology, or some good trading words of wisdom, or from some helpful hints. And, I like going through Twitter. I like going through Facebook. There's some really good channels out there, and the owners of these channels spend a lot of time and energy, posting good words of wisdom, good sayings, in an effort to hopefully positively influence you. And this is Tom Canfield on Twitter at Canny4. He's a professional trader, nice guy, has a lot of followers, has a lot of channels, been trading a long time, and he posted this today, and I did want to go over it. But if you haven't subscribed to Tom, it's a fun channel. It is a fun channel. He speaks his mind, and he knows what he's talking about. So Tom says, you don't have to find them all, not even most of them, not even some of them. All you need is a few. FOMO, fear of missing out, sets in on here because of all the ones you miss, and the truth is, it does not matter. Find your own trades, be at peace with what you find, you will be much happier. So what is he talking about here? He's talking about not finding all the great trades, right? When being human beings, we look at the charts, we're like, oh, why didn't I have that trade? Oh, I didn't get that trade. You concentrate all the ones that you didn't get. You probably don't concentrate too much on the ones that went down. You probably didn't go, oh, I'm glad I missed that one. Well, maybe you do, right? But the point is, listen, I was thinking about this before the show started, and I would have to say, in my experience, that 2 or 3 good trades a month, maybe 1 trade a week, maybe 4 trades a month, that's where you're going to make your money. A lot of the trades you're not going to get. They're going to turn into losers, or you're just not going to get them. And if you sit at screens and beat yourself up, you know what I was talking about, right? Like on the Netflix one that I missed. Well, I followed my plan, but I missed a huge one. But that's just how it goes. But don't burn a lot of calories and energy on the trades that you're not finding every single great trade. All you need is a few of them, maybe really one a week that really pans out, and that makes your week. Right? Those weeks make your months, and those months make your year. So I think it's good advice. You don't have to find them all, not even most of them, not even some of them. All you need is a few good trades. FOMO sets in because of all the ones you miss, and the truth is, it doesn't matter. Find your own trades, be at peace with the ones you find, and you'll be much happier. So thank you so much, Tom. I thought that would be helpful, and hope you're doing well, and thanks for the great post. And if you guys haven't gone and subscribed, at Canny4 on Twitter. All right, how are we doing on time? All right, we're doing pretty good. Christopher says, I looked at this technique on Apple, and it backtests well over last year. What technique are we talking about, Christopher? Lolly says, thanks for the tip, Greg. I am doing this first thing with my new trading account. Oh, very good. I'll help you. You just let me know. We'll get together and I'll help you. Man Solo, didn't take PINC yesterday. It's having a good day today. Okay. Well, just like I talked about, right? That's too bad. Holy smokes. Yeah. Yeah, you called that, a Man Solo. But honestly, what was the signal? What was the signal yesterday? I mean, we had a V1. That was it. We didn't have any sideways movement, and yeah, but of course that's how it goes sometimes, right? But again, you take this trade 100 times, I guarantee you, just this trade here 100 times, you're going to lose more than 50% of the time, because you're just going down. There's no support. There's no sideways movement. But yep, you are correct. John says NVEE. So, look, we were under the one, we were the one, under the one, -1 ATR channel. Now we are back in the value zone. If it were me, I would wait for a pullback, get a higher low V1 or V2. The people that bought here, they're going to be tempted to sell up here once it starts slowing down or stops going up. That will probably cause a day or two down. Then if you get another group of buyers to come in and get a higher low V or V1 or V2, that is when I would enter. I don't like buying Vs, and this is essentially a V. I would wait, me personally, for a lower high, a higher low V1, V2 entry. Mansolo says, I'll stay with MPC till it stays above the 50 RSI. Took partial profits. Great. Mount Doji says, yep, looks like it went down. True. Time to short Tesla. Yeah, Tesla's been on a run here, hasn't it? It's been a monster, but it's very dangerous to short. I mean, especially something this strong. I mean, every single short has been killed ever since. Is this the day? I don't know. You know, there's only one top. There's only one top. Is this it? Honestly, if I thought about shorting Tesla, I would wait till it got to the 6 ATR channel, but it's over the 70 RSI. Personally, I wouldn't mess with it here, Dirk, to be honest with you. And watch, it'll go down tomorrow, but that's how it goes. Hey, Alan, how you doing, bud? Good to see you. We talked about your trade here. This looks like it's doing well, your PGTI. The SPY technique. Oh, I see. With Apple. Interesting. Well, again, the holding overnight is an edge. It's probably an edge on any stock. Yeah, no regrets on PINC. Happy for the opportunity to learn every single day. Good, good, good. That's a good attitude. All right, everybody, let's get going down through here. I'm going to go through pretty quick and spend time mainly on just the ones that look decent. Apple, just too high, right? Total retail, need to wait for a pullback into the value zone. Adobe, same thing. Too high, total retail. I need to pull back into the value zone. Advanced micro devices, same like most charts today. It's over the 1 ATR channel. Need to pull back into the value zone. Sideways movement, V1, V2. All right, Amazon slightly down today for us. It is holding the 250-day moving average. I will continue to hold this until it closes under the 250-day moving average, or we test the 200-day moving average above us. Boeing, I was considering taking this yesterday, but I didn't. And wait, did it? I don't think it closed above the 30. Did it close above the 30? No, it didn't. Okay. So now, over 30, now it could be bought, but I don't like it here. I want a double bottom with the bullish divergence, some sideways movement, or at the very least to close back over the 3rd ATR channel, and we don't have it. So I'm just going to let this one go. Berkshire Hathaway, all right. It is down today. I would be very happy to buy Berkshire Hathaway back down here into the value zone, but nothing there. Beyond Meat we have, of course, we had the nice sidewards movement. See the difference between Boeing with just this down and bounce compared to Beyond Meat, where we came down, up, down. We have support at that prior low. V2 back in the value zone. So that's the difference here. Caterpillar, need to pull back into value. The Dow, way too high, need to pull back into value. Walt Disney down today. We made a lower high here. We need to wash out the low. We have washed out the lows. If we can move sideways and get a V1 or V2, I would be interested in Walt Disney, but nothing today. Etsy, we were under the 1 ATR channel. We came back into the value zone. Now we need a couple days down, and then a higher low V1, V2. So nothing here on Etsy. Facebook had a big rally. I mean, remember a few days ago, it just got really pounded on the downside, and we've come right back up. But look, this is a V formation. Boom, boom. I don't like Vs. I need a couple day pullback. Look for a higher low V1, V2 in the value zone. Gold miners, almost working on a V2 here, a higher low V2. But I already have gold, so I can't, remember when I talked about not having too many correlated positions? I don't want to buy gold and then buy a gold miners. I mean, they're going to go up and down together. Okay, so gold, of course, we took the 520 crossover, slightly under where we bought it, but has rallied nicely, only down 2 cents today. Google, above the 1 ATR channel, need to pull back into the value zone, right? We just have to be patient. We don't want to buy retail. We want to pull back into value or lower. Goldman Sachs, Steve had a great trade here with the 520 EMA crossover. Went against him the first few days, but then it moved up nicely. We rejected the third ATR channel yesterday. It looks like we rejected the third ATR channel as well. Didn't quite get to the 70, but it looks like it's starting to lose a little bit of its upward movement. But nice trade, Steve. Home Depot, you guys know I was talking about this for weeks. I wanted to see it really test the 200-day or go under and back over. I was patient, but I guess the patience cost me because I didn't quite get the trade, and I kind of figured this is what it would do down here, and it did do this, but it shows you the power of the 200-day moving average. But anyway, we were under the 1 ATR channel, back in the value zone. Now, if I could get a couple down days and a higher low V1, V2 with a move, with a positive MACD, that would be pretty sweet. IBB down a little bit today, nothing there. You know, there might be some buyers on this first dip back into the value zone, but would have to come down, move sideways, V1, V2. Intel, Kirk, of course, sold $52 puts on Intel by January 10th. He gets $40 per contract as long as the price stays above 52. It's at 57, so this is looking pretty good. Russell 2000, just too high, need to pull back into value. Johnson & Johnson, again, too high, need to pull back into the value zone, V1, V2 entry. Coca-Cola, pretty big down day today for Coke. But we are now back into the value zone, right? We've reverted to the mean. Now we need sidewards movement, V1, V2. That's what I would be looking for, but nothing today. Lockheed Martin, boy, look at this. You know, when I talk about prices moving sideways, that eventually they are going to move probably strongly one way or the other. I just don't know what direction, and I don't know when it's going to happen, but I know it's going to happen. Well, here you go. Here's the sideways movement, and it finally broke. We finally got some movement. Does it mean I'm going to short this? Nope, but I just wanted to point that out. MasterCard, down a little bit today. Need to pull back into value to get interested. McDonald's also down today. We were above the 1 ATR channel. Now we're back in the value zone, which where it normally comes. Need some sideways movement, V1, V2. Altria, very, very strong today. Boy, this has been a monster stock. Need to pull back into the value zone, sideways movement, V1, V2, or some kind of close under or bounce off of the 200-day moving average. That would give us a good risk to reward, but it's not a good risk to reward up here. Merck, every chart looks the same, right? Need to pull back into value. Microsoft, pull back into value. Netflix, look at that, got right up there to the 200, and that's when some buyers came in. We are now above the 1 ATR channel. In order for me to be able to get interested in Netflix, I need a pullback, right? You need to buy those dips back in the value zone. Nike, very, very strong, above the third ATR channel, which is very strong. Philip Morris, of course, we did get the $1.17 dividend on this, or I did today. So this has been a great, great trade. Very, very happy with this trade. PayPal down a little bit. See how we jumped over the 200? Now we've tested the 200 twice. So if the 200 is above you, it's going to act as resistance. But if you can get over the 200, now that resistance acts as support. So here it was resistance. Now it's acting as support below. Q's just way too high. Just way too high. Can't do anything. Silver almost has a 520 crossover. But not yet. S&P 500, of course, we'll be buying this at the end of the day with the overnight SPY trade. Bonds continue to go down. You know, of course, bonds go inverse to interest rates. The lower the bond prices go down, the higher the interest rates. So where would I be interested in looking to pick up bonds? down here at the 200-day. That would give me the best risk to reward ratio. Tesla's just the monster. It's just too extended. Very dangerous to buy here. Very dangerous to short here. I don't want to get involved with that game. Twitter, big day today. Big, strong day. It's too high for me. We're over the second ATR channel. We're getting close to that downward sloping 50. We did take Twitter back here when we had an under 30, over 30, nice V2. Had this nice trade all the way up here. I got out here with the close below the previous day's low, and then it went down. A lot of sideways movement. It is higher now than when I got out, but I would have had to hold this thing, and it had done nothing for 2 weeks. United Healthcare is also too high. Need to pull back into value. Oil has been very strong with this break back over the 200-day. It's way too high. Pretty sure it's going to find some kind of resistance at the third ATR channel. But you know what I'm going to say? We need to pull back into value. VIX is actually positive today, and I am going to take a quarter position in VIX, and the reason why: under 30, over 30, under the third ATR channel, over the third ATR channel, and a V1. Now remember, I'm going to take a 2.5% position size, not a 10% position size, not a half, 2.5. And the reason why is the VIX moves so strong, I have to adjust my position size to equal everything out. I mean, you know, the market might be up 1% and this might be up 4%. So I have to adjust my position size down. So I will be taking just a quarter position in VIX today at the close. Verizon, nothing on Verizon. Walmart, we are going to have to get out of that. They're definitely closing under yesterday's low, but still a nice profitable trade. So we'll sell that at the close. Energy hanging above the 200-day, which is good. Financial sector, need to pull back into value. Real estate, we did bounce off that 200 pretty nicely, didn't we? That was the place to wait. Be patient. Wait for the 200 up nicely today. But for me to get interested in real estate, again, it closed below the -1 ATR channel. I'd like to see a couple days move in here up, then a couple days down, then a higher low V1 or V2. Utilities, very strong today, nothing there, and healthcare. All right, so what does that leave us with today? Actually, I believe it only leaves me with the VIX. So, do I have to do anything with anything? Amazon, is it holding above the 250-day? It sure is, so I am holding that. Beyond Meat, it's doing great. I will be keeping this. Gold only down 3 cents. That's good. Philip Morris selling off a little bit here at the end of the day. Remember, I don't want to wait for this to go all the way back down here. So I will, at this point, because it had this big down reversal, any day that closes below the 5-day moving average, that will be my stop. SPY, of course, we had the overnight SPY trade. I will be buying this again today. Rinse and repeat. AT&T, very strong, and Walmart. So really Walmart was our only stinker today. But I did make a new high for the year today, equity high. Again, so I'm very, very happy with that, and hope you guys are having good results as well. All right. Let me take a look here, see if you guys have anything else for me to look at. Bing He, hey buddy, good to see you, my friend. Thank you so much for coming by. Hope you're having a good day in Singapore. Aman Solo, solar power looks promising. Let's look at it. TERP. You know, a higher low V2 tomorrow would be the ticket amount solo. See, we came down. Remember, when we make lower lows, people that were lucky to have bought down here, once it goes up, their finger's on the trigger, right? They're ready to get out with any kind of resistance of anything to the upside. And this is exactly what happened, right? Now it's come, people that bought here are selling here. This is what probably brought it back down here. But the good thing about this, if it does go back up, the people that bought here, sold here and here, they're out of the equation. Now we don't have to worry about those sellers. So if it is able to go up, it can move up easier, has easier movement. So You know, I do like that. Not for today. I don't like it for today. But if it formed a nice V2 tomorrow, if it formed a V1 today, you'd only have one down day. I want to see a couple days down. It usually takes 2 days to get people out of it. Or a close under the 200 back over, a higher low close under back over. But this is interesting. This is definitely interesting. I don't like that it's a $15 stock, but I do like this setup. I do like this setup. So we'll be watching that for sure, man. Solo. Oh, please ignore Terp. After I did all of that, just turn negative. It's okay. I wouldn't have bought it today anyway, Man Solo. You know, if you just heard what I said, I want 2 days down and then a V2. If we had a V1 today, it would just be 1 day down. So, but I understand, yeah, it was a V1 when you first posted it. But even I would not have taken that V1 because it only went down, up, down, only 1 day down. I want 2 days down. Does that make sense, Man Solo? I mean, you can take it if you have 1 day down. A lot of times you'll have profitable trades, but I think you're putting yourself in a better position if you wait for 2 days down. The reason why, day one, something goes down. People get out. People read the newspaper, they watch the news, they look at their stocks at the end of the day, and they go, oh, it's going down. A lot of times those people will then go, I better get out, and that will cause it to go down the second day. Does that make sense? And you didn't jinx it. You don't jinx anything, Man Solo has freaking fantastic trades. All right, so I am going to buy the VIX, this wild little creature, and we'll see how it works out. Man Solo makes complete sense. Okay. I'll tell you, if it was a V1, you only had 1 day, and then you had a V1, but you also had a MACD crossover, or you had a moving average crossover, yeah. But just by itself, that 1 day move down more than not turns into 2 days. And then once they sell, that's usually it. So, when we look at, not Apple, I can't remember which one it was now. Yeah, but Christopher, the edge really on any stock comes in holding it overnight, taking the risk. You get paid to take risk. Day traders don't like to hold overnight. They feel like it's risky, but in reality, it's risky for them to not hold overnight. So yeah, I'm not surprised at all that the overnight SPY trade would work on Apple or, I think it would have to be a fairly large stock, something that people really follow, big monster stock, at least well known, that has institutional followership. Mount Doji says, thoughts on PVG? PVG. So we were above the 1 ATR channel. We've come back into the channel. We have moved sideways. We do have a V1. I do like that it bounced off the 200-day moving average and that we have a V1, but I don't like where the entry point is. See the entry point? Here's the negative 1 ATR channel. Here's the positive. I don't like to buy higher than 3/4 from here to here. So right about here is my maximum. This is over. Remember, anything over the 1 ATR channel, I consider overvalued. So, I mean, this is a tough one. It has pros and cons. I do like the sideways movement, and I do like the gap down and the reverse back up. I do like that it's over 50 RSI. I don't like that we have the downward sloping 50-day moving average, and I think it's a little high in the channel, honestly. So, me personally, I wouldn't buy it here. Looks like the market's selling off a little bit here, isn't it? Look at this V1 to the downside, everybody. Here's day one. See how we washed it out and then closed below, right? I'm not going to get out of this trade, but it's not a good sign. It's a negative V1. It's a V1 to the downside. But we are still over the 250-day moving average, so I am going to keep it. Beyond Meat's holding in there like a champion. Gold's fine. Philip Morris fine. SPY, of course, going to buy that at the end of the day. AT&T is a champion of champions. And Walmart, going to be getting out of Walmart. And VIX is really starting to move up here. So I have an order in to buy that at the end of the day. Does anybody else have anything else they would like me to take a look at? Bing He says VIXY and VXX has RSI divergence and rejected 30 RSI, but volatile ETF. Yes, it's extremely volatile. VIX is one of the difficult things to trade. It's like trading a bond, a stock, and an option all at the same time. It has time decay because of the contango of the VIX futures, but I've had some really great trades on the VIX this year. Really great trades. By the way, there's a guy called 50 Cent. He, not the rapper, a trader, he comes in and buys the VIX. He buys options on the VIX when they get down to 50 cents. He just bought $6.5 million worth of options January 22nd VIX 22 calls, meaning that he will lose $6.5 million unless the VIX gets over 22 by January 22nd. Right now it's at 12. It's a huge, and you know, he has a really good track record at these kind of trades. So, you know, it's almost double, and it has to go to at least 22 before he even makes a penny. And he's got $6.5 million on the line. I'm not taking the VIX trade, the VXX trade because of that, but I thought it was interesting. But listen, under 30, over 30, under the third ATR channel, over the third ATR channel. Tested this previous low and a V1. If I'm not going to take that one, what am I going to take, right? But I'm taking a quarter position. You're right, Bing He. It is riskier. That's why I'm reducing my position size from 10% to 2.5%. Dr. Jorgensen, what is up, my friend? Good to see you. That's my good friend, Bruce. Any snow? Checking on the skiing. Most important. I don't think we got any snow, but it sure is cold. It is certainly cold today, but no new snow. All right. So, anything I have to do? No. Amazon is fine. Still holding the 250. Beyond Meat, moving up nicely. Gold, hanging in there. Philip Morris, holding and doing fine. SPY, of course, going to buy that at the end of the day. AT&T, and then Walmart. So I am getting out of Walmart today. I am buying VIX today, and that is the plan. All right, we got about a minute and a half. WPM. WPM. Yeah, I like it. I like it. We were above the 1 ATR channel. We came down. See how we made a lower high, Mount Doji? But you see how today we washed out that low. Now we had the V2 over all the moving averages, over the 50. 2 days down, and then the reversal. I like it. Me personally, I'm not going to buy it because it's precious metals, and I already have gold, right? Remember, you don't want to buy too many positions. Hey, it looks good, but you have to. I have gold. I'm not going to buy another metals stock, right? Because I don't want to have too much correlation. But yeah, I like it. I like it, Mount Doji. Let me know if you take it. righty, that's the market. I don't hear any sounds. I usually get my sounds. What is going on? Huh. Okay. All right. So Mount Doji took WPM. Mount Doji, what'd you get filled at? Let's keep a record of this. Keep Mount Doji on the straight and narrow. Mount Doji. So we can track that. Welcome to the wall of shame. Now you can't do, now you have to get out because everybody's going to be watching this Mount Doji. So very good. Yeah, I like that. Where's your stop? Well, if it were me, close below halfway of this moving average, or halfway of the washout bar is what I would use personally, somewhere in that area. All right, so I don't know why I don't have my sound. All right, so I got filled on the SPY at, oh, there's the sound, just delayed. 319.59, and the VIX 1523. And there's the sound. Well, what's happening here? Okay, I thought it double filled me. Whew. All right, so Amazon held our 250, right? Yeah, barely. Okay. Walmart is gone. Thank you, Walmart. It was a nice trade. Thanks for that. But you can see a lot of selling pressure came into Walmart today. So get out of Walmart, add the VIX. VIX we got at 1523. All right, we got VIX there. We got the SPY, the new SPY trade at 319.59. Okay. Well, it looks like I jinxed it. I told you guys that I'd made new equity high for the year. That was before the last few minutes. So technically did not make a new equity high for the year. Close, but the Amazon here right at the end kind of took care of that. But it's okay. Still doing really great. Very, very happy with how things are going. So, all right. Mount Doji got it at 27.92. Where? WPM. Where did it go? WPM. All right. 27.92. All right. Good luck on that, Mount Doji. Although it has nothing to do with luck, right? It just has to do with managing your risk. But I do like it. I do like it. We made a lower high. Remember, if you're above the value zone, you come back down into the value zone, you rally, but then you fail. Now you have a lower high. Now you need to wash out that previous low before you can take it. And this is exactly what it did. So it had a nice V1, washed out yesterday's low, closed back above the 50 RSI, closed above these moving averages, was a false breakout to the downside from this prior swing low here. You know, not too high. I wouldn't have taken it up here, but here it's allowable. Let's look at the weekly. Okay, the weekly's in the value zone, so that's always good. So good luck on that, Mount Doji. We'll be watching that for sure. WPM did not wash out the previous low. Previous low at 2703, but today at 2706. Really? Low 2703. You are 100% correct. You are 100% correct, Bing He. I don't know why my eye didn't pick that up. When I looked at it, this looked like it washed out this low. Doesn't it look like it did? But you are 100% right. 06, 03. Oh well, you know, in spirit, it was pretty dang close. I would have liked it if it would have washed it out, but I still like the trade. But you are correct. But doesn't this look like lower than here? It does to me. I guess I should have measured that a little bit closer. But it was a big strong day. 2 days down V1. Yeah, thanks for letting me know that, Bing He. Good eye. Evan, no new positions for me. Nothing caught my eye. Yep. Nothing for me either. Well, except for the VIX. Bing He says, Greg, for SAH, does the long bearish bar on the 13th of December matter? Let's take a look, Bing He. SAH. SAH. Yeah, I don't like it. I mean, you always want to put as much distance from your entry to a big bar like this, because a big bar like this shows a lot of distribution. People have a lot of stock. They have a lot of supply that they want to sell, right? We rejected the 1 ATR channel. See, this is a V2. Here's day 1, day 2, day 3. Day 2 goes higher than day 1. Day 3 closes below day 1's close. So that's a little concerning. But we're above the 1 ATR channel. We need to come back in the ATR channel and move sideways. Did we move sideways here? No, we kept going down. Did we move sideways here? No, we kept going down. Did we stabilize here? Yeah, we stabilized here and then bounced, but we don't have any sideways movement. I want at least 2 days of sideways movement before the V1 or V2. Here you have 1 day, or no, excuse me, this is not sideways movement. This is down, this is down. Where's your sideways movement, right? I want this to go down, down, sideways, sideways, at least 2 days. The more days, the better, then a V1 or a V2. I mean, my guess, guys, is that Sonic, if it continues to rally, will rally right to here. This is a big, large bar, larger than 1 ATR. If it moves 1 ATR, no harm, no foul. It's expected to. But if you have a bar that moves larger than 1 ATR to the downside, that means it was strong enough to move more than the average. And that's saying something. And if we have a big down bar, then if we rally, we're probably going to find resistance at the halfway, the Fibonacci, the 50% Fibonacci of this bar. So if we continue to rally, I would expect it to go here and then go back down. Evan says, optical illusion on WPM. Yeah, it was. I mean, I looked at that and I did pay attention to it. I was like, this is definitely lower. I mean, even without this bar here, it looked lower than here. So I guess it didn't quite wash it out, but it did wash out the 50, right? So that's good at least. So, you know, I guess the question here is, if would I have said it would have been a good entry if I had measured this more carefully? Probably still, yeah. Because I mean, in spirit, very close. Did peg, the negative 1 ATR channel did reject the 50-day moving average, rejected all these moving average and closed right back up. So we'll see what happens, but it does give a good risk to reward, and that's all we can do, right? Risk from here to here, reward maybe up to here or higher. So we'll definitely watch that for Mount Doji, and I hope that works out for Mount Doji. Hey, Kurt, what's going on, my friend? Always great to see you, Kurt. Hope you're having a good day. I go to dinner sometimes at this restaurant, and there is a billboard right there that always says Devil Dog. I think it's Devil Dog Realty or Mortgage. And I always think of Kurt because Kurt has Devil Dog in something I can't remember. Right, Kurt? Kurt says, hey, Greg, made it in late, but I'm here. Better late than never, bud. Good to see you. Oh, everyone took O the other day, right? How did that do? Yeah, so up a little bit today, but here it was acting as 200-day support. Then we finally broke underneath it. Now that support now is turning into resistance. See how we went above, got smacked, acting as resistance. So Bing He says, thanks. I was thinking to take SAH, but I remember your teaching on the halfway resistance bar. Yeah, I mean, of course anything can happen, Bing He, but as a general rule, be very leery of big bars because they're telling you that there was a lot of selling. And if there was a lot of selling up here, why should you go right back up, right? You're probably going to run into the same selling. Now, it doesn't happen all the time. I mean, look at Facebook. Huge down bar. See how we did rally and fail at the halfway initially? Right there. But then we were able to come up. So maybe there was some kind of news or something different here. Kurt says, probably a former Marine. Nice. I'm going to take a picture of it and I'm going to send it to you, Kurt. Yep. He probably was a former Marine as well. Like my dad. Like my dad and like Kurt. All right. So Mount Doji took WPM, so we'll be watching Mount Doji carefully. Make sure he trades correctly. I'm kidding, bud. I know you do a good job. Proud of you. No new positions for Evan, so let's take a look. Alan still doing great with his PGT trade. A man solo, not sure. Did you get rid of MPC or did you hang on to it, a man solo? Evan, looks like we still closed above the 200-day. Did you keep AAP, Evan? And then HPE, the Mount Doji showed me did kind of fall apart here at the end of the day. So we'll get rid of that one. Mount Doji has that. Terraform Power. I'm going to look for that tomorrow. Nothing for a man solo. Well, I'm glad to hear this, guys. Look, everything right now, a lot of things, I shouldn't say everything, but a lot of things are over the 1 ATR channel. We know in the long run, we're better to wait for pullbacks, right? We're better to wait for pullbacks, better sitting on your hands. You know, it's a valid position to be long, it's a valid position to be short, it's a valid position to be staying in cash. And I think right now, staying in cash is probably one of the best positions out there. A man solo, did MPC cross below 50 RSI for you? It didn't for me. Yeah, ours are off a little bit on this one. Mine's 49.39 and yours is still above 50. So it looks like we're off a little. Anybody else take any other trades you'd like me to put up here on the board? See how things are looking after hours. Amazon's down a little bit more after hours. Gold is down a touch. Philip Morris about even. SPY's up 25 cents. AT&T's up a penny. And the VIX is down 10 cents. Boo. But there's a big wide spread there. Bing He says, I was looking at HIBB for entry yesterday, but no sideways movement. Today, huge bar up. I know. Well, remember what I was talking about with during the trader psychology thing. It's going to happen all the time. You're going to have the regret of following your rules. Holy smokes. Yes, it did. But look, down, 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 no sideways movement. That's too bad. That's too bad. But Bing He, it does happen. It does happen. It happens all the time. When you stick to your rules, you stick to your filters. And this is the kind of trade where you're going to go, okay, next time I'm going to do it, right? Well, I mean, this is up monster. But look at Tesla. I'll give you an example with me, right? I didn't take this V2 here. Here's day 1, day 2 washes out day 1, day 3 closes above day 1. It's a V2, but see how it gapped? And my rules tell me I can't take a gap. Look at this. There would have been no reason for me to get out of this. That would have been the easiest trade ever, so I feel you. Bing He says, I was always thinking with all the signals, how do we know which one will have explosive move or just a small one? We don't know, but one thing I can tell you, the more sideways movement you have, the more likely if it moves up, it will move up in a big way. That's one of the reasons you want to wait for that sideways movement. Because remember, small bars lead, or another way to say that, sideways movement bars lead to big up moves, right? Big up moves lead to sideways bars. Always happens like that, right? So sideways moves lead to big bars, right? What was the one that we were just looking at? It was that defense contractor, Lockheed Martin. Sideways movement leads to big bars. So if you're looking for a V1 or a V2, one of the reasons why, for two reasons. The first reason, you want to see that it's stopped going down, right? It's important to know something stopped going down before you get in to go up. That's reason one. The other reason is the more sideways movement you have on these return to values, if they do break, generally you have a better chance of having a big moves. Does that make sense, Bing He? Listen, I forgot to put in my quick little plug. Listen, I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. They're one-on-one. I have a course, 5 sessions. Each session is 2 to 3 hours. I've had really good success with my clients. I get a lot of nice letters and feedback from my clients telling me that they really like the lessons. They learned a lot. And so, if you're interested, if you'd like to work one-on-one with me over this 5 sessions, let me know. You can reach out to me on Twitter. You can reach out to me on my email, which is in the description of this video. It's $1,000, but really, it's a good deal. I share with you everything I've learned over the last 24 years, all my experiences, everything I've learned from my coaches and my mentors. And, I put trading the market into basically a context that makes it pretty easy to trade. I mean, trading is never easy, but at least you can look at a chart, really break it down a bunch of different ways and know what you're doing. Like I said, they're one-on-one lessons. It's a pretty intense course. I generally teach the first half of the lesson, ask you a lot of questions in the second half of the lesson. We look at a lot of charts. I have you break things down. I ask a lot of tough questions. I put you on the spot. But in my experience, that's the correct way to learn. And so, if you're interested, it all starts with a free Skype call. I just want to get to know you better, learn more about your trading, learn more about your challenges with trading, what your goals are. And, if you decide to take the course, I mean, the Skype call is free and there's no obligation. I promise you that. But I just want to see if we're a good fit, if I'm a good fit for you and if you're a good fit for me too, right? That's the other side of the equation because, I spend a lot of energy on these lessons and I want to make sure that somebody that really, really wants to learn and will appreciate what I'm teaching. So, if you're interested, like I said, my email's in the description of this video, or you can reach out to me on Twitter and we can set up a free Skype call. So I think it'd be a good investment in 2020 for you. And then a couple things. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, I would really appreciate it if you would. I'm getting close to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. And that's, a key number. So if you like the channel and you haven't subscribed, please hit the little subscribe button. And then if you like today's content and you feel like it was helpful for you, do me a favor as well and hit the thumbs up button. It helps Google and YouTube promote the channel out there on YouTube to more people. There's a lot of people that need help with trading. There really is, it can really negatively affect their lives, their family life, their financial lives. And, one of the reasons I started this channel was I really wanted to help people. So, the more people we can get here, the better. And you can help me do that by hitting the thumbs up button. So there you go. End of plug. Forgot to put that in. We got busy with questions. He says, yes, totally agree. All right. Okay, so the Dow did end up down 27 points today. Interesting. NASDAQ up 4 and the S&P down 1. All right, well. And the only new trade today, besides the overnight SPY trade, was the VIX. So we will see. We will see. But I like that setup. I like this setup a lot. Remember now, the third ATR channel up here and the negative third ATR channel or Keltner channel down here, 90% of prices tend to stay below this third ATR channel. 90% of prices tend to stay above the negative third ATR channel. So, if I want to look to sell something, I want to sell it if it has issues up here, because 90% of the time it has issues up there. If I want to look to buy something, I really like to buy it when you have the support of the third ATR, the negative third ATR channel. So we had under 30, over 30, which is good, because to get back up here, obviously we have to get back above. So that's a good start. Under 30 intraday, over 30 on the RSI and V1. And we tested this previous low. So all in all, I like it. But again, I only took a half of position. Amazon, down a little on the trade, but half a position because it's under the 200. Beyond Meat, under the 200. So also a half a position. Gold actually ended up a penny to take a full position on this. All right. All right, if anybody has any other questions or comments, please let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to put on my cold weather gear and I'm going to go up in the mountains with Katie and hike around. I took Katie to the vet this morning. She's getting a little bit older, a little arthritis, so I got a little medicine for that. And so hopefully she's going to be okay. But it was good that I got to the doctor to see her. All right, everybody, that looks like it's it. Evan, thank you, sir. Hope you have a good day today. Appreciate coming by. Being he, thank you. I hope you have a good rest of your day in Singapore. Thanks for getting up early. A man solo, good to see you, my friend. You've had some really great trades. Appreciate you being here. Kurt, good seeing you, sir. Appreciate you coming by. Better late than never. Thank you. Mount Doji, good to see you as always, my friend. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Dr. Jorgensen, good to see you. Oh, you're going to go to Burger King and try out the meat burger. Oh, good. The Impossible Burger. Let me know how you like it, and I'll talk to you later. So, Mount Doji, good luck with that WMP trade. And a man solo. Oh, I said goodbye to Man Solo, but we'll say goodbye to Man Solo twice. Christopher Hitchin, thank you, my friend. I appreciate you coming and checking in from England. I hope you have a nice evening, and hope to see you back again. Thank you. Alan, good seeing you, Alan. Nice to have you here. Dirk, good to see you. Really appreciate you coming every day now. I appreciate that. Let me know if there's anything I can help you with. John, hope that helped on NVEE, and it's good seeing you as always. Lolly, nice to see you, my friend. It was nice talking with you last night and spending some time with you and you know, teaching you what I know about trading and investing, and you were a great student. Joshua Kaufman, good seeing you, my friend. Appreciate you coming. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Toby, good to see you. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Steve Burns, appreciate you being here, Steve. Always great, always exciting to have you here, and nice job on all your good trades. And say hello to Holly and the dogs for me. And Nadim, good seeing you. Thank you for coming by and for coming back. And David from Denver, good to see you. And I think that is it. And Lolly says, thanks, Greg. Happy Katie is happy. Thanks, Lolly. Appreciate it. So, yeah, okay, guys, remember 2 things. First thing, make sure you go out and try to do something nice for somebody today. Hold the door open, say hello, just be pleasant, just something, you know, it's a small effort from you, but it really may make a difference in that person's day. You never know, right? You could be the difference between that person going off the reservation or not, right? So let's try to do that. And then, speaking of nice, if you haven't hit the thumbs up button today, I would appreciate if you would on your way out. So, all right, I think that's it. Hope you have a nice rest of your day, and hope to see you all tomorrow. All right? All right. Have a good one now. We'll see you later. Bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.